Hello, hello, thank you for checking in. It's Terrible Tuesday. Woohoo! Great to see everybody. Hello, woohoo! Sorry for the delay. I was trying to take a picture and instead I just turned off my entire YouTube. Anyhow, thank you for checking in. And hello, Philip Chandler on YouTube. Sorry for the delay. I tried to do something and I turned everything off. That's what happens when I try new tricks. Hello? No, it was not Marcel. I don't know what you saw, but no, you didn't see. Oh, good. Yoo-hoo! Hi, Philip! All right, so it is hot. Super, super hot, and it's like 95 degrees inside my house. I have the fan on the second speed. It's a little noisy. I don't know if you can hear it. If I turn it up to the next speed, it gets really noisy. So thank you, Philip Chandler. And woohoo! I had an awesome weekend, and I hope you guys did too. I saw on Friday night. I saw two movies on Friday night. Double feature with my sweetie. Oh, let me say hello to everyone before I start talking. Hello, Allure Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Thesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Joan, Angie Tomlinson and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl, Ezra Yusuf and the Crime and Marcel, Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and N1QOV and Joe Barney and Sam and Philip Chandler and Cosmic Joe. Wing Doggy, thank you for checking in. Let me make sure I got everyone. Woohoo! Sorry for the delay. I was trying to do something. I was trying to take a picture, and instead I disconnected my YouTube, so I had to start over. John McKean! Nick Unknown. Hello, hello. We've got two unknowns, so thank you for checking in. Great to see you. So, awesome! I'm steamy hot. But I saw two movies on Friday night. We went to see a really great. There's the new Steve Jobs movie is coming out, starring. There's a movie coming out, but this is actually a documentary about Steve Jobs, who is a pretty amazing guy when it comes to like everything he did with iPhone and all that. But at the same time, not such a nice guy all the time. There's a lot of stories about how, like he did so much on one hand. He's such one of those people that was good and bad. So it's really hard to, like, when you look at him and watch a biography, you're like, okay, all these things are good, but all these things are bad. So he's kind of a polarizing person. Because the more you know about him, the more you're like, wow, I'm really amazed by everything he did. He contributed a lot, but he was kind of a jerk. So it was a really interesting documentary, very well done. I really enjoyed it, and you learn a lot about Steve Jobs, which is, so that was really cool. And then we went to see an old French film. Gangster movie called Rafifi. Well, Sam says another asshole who made it big. Yes, and he died. In fact, maybe some of the toxicity of his personality is what helped, what sped up his early demise, because he was only 56. So yeah, there's good and bad. So it's an interesting documentary because he did a lot of good stuff and he did bad stuff. So but anyhow, so that was really good. And then Rafifi, it's a French gangster film, one of the classics. So two movies on one night on Friday. Woohoo! Plus dinner with my sweetie. Very spoiled. Very happy! And then Saturday, we watched, actually, we're supposed to watch a football game. Sweetie watched a football game. I cooked. I realized I didn't see any of the football. The Badgers, the Wisconsin team was playing. It's already, can you believe it, already the start of football season? Shocking. Because I'm sitting here in 95-degree heat, and I don't believe Wisconsin won. I never saw any of the game. I made my wonderful healthy pizzas, and I took pictures. I haven't gotten around to actually writing and putting them up the blog, but I took pictures of everything. I also made my sweet potatoes, and so I took pictures. And so I'm in the next week or so, I'm going to start my lifestyle blog. Food, fashion, fun. Hi, St. Clinton. Hello, St. Clinton. How are you, my dear? Thank you for checking in. Great to see you. I bet it's even hotter in Las Vegas. David Jones says, Wisconsin lost to Alabama 35-17. Well, I believe what I'm told is Alabama is probably the best team. So 35-17. At least they got 17 points. It wasn't like total. It wasn't like zero. It wasn't, so we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. But that was a start. So I took pictures, and I'm going to be doing that. And St. Clinton, I certainly need help. That would be very welcome. Sam, Philip, St. Clinton, and everybody on YouTube holding down the fort. Cosmic Joe says it's 81 degrees in Maryland. I believe it's like 120 inside my house. Tisa says yesterday he went to a Renaissance fair, and it was a time-traveling weekend. Wow, I bet you had a fun time. Did you wear a costume? Oh my goodness. St. Clinton says, by the way, since I know you didn't know because I don't have a TV, which is true, a plane caught fire here just before takeoff, and St. Clinton works at the airport. It was a different airlines, but it was connected with British. What? How did the plane catch fire? I don't like to hear about plane problems because I don't like flying. How did the plane catch fire before it even took off? Just like sitting on the ground caught fire? Is everyone okay? I know it's pretty hot in Vegas. Was that what caused it? Just scorching in the Vegas heat? Sturgis guy says the full throttle burned to the ground here in Sturgis. That is the world's largest biker bar. Started at midnight. Is the Sturgis Biker Fest going on right now, or is it already over? And David Jones has the CNN link. Las Vegas, British Airways fire. Goodness gracious. And British Airways is supposed to be a good airlines, isn't it? How did they catch fire? Was it the engine or somebody? Goodness gracious. It sounds like it's probably a good thing it was on the ground. It didn't catch fire in the air. That sounds like something to be thankful for, I guess. And and I just want to go on record and saying that I had nothing to do with that fire. St. Clinton says it's 104 degrees in Vegas right now, and it was an engine fire. Thank you, St. Clinton. Thank you for the update. St. Clinton, Tisa says he dressed up for the Renaissance Fair and he was Bishop St. Nick. And they asked him to join the Shire. Now, T says, I don't know. I'm going to assume you have pictures of that. So if I don't know, maybe you should tweet them or put them on Facebook if you haven't already, because I'm pretty sure everybody wants to see the pictures of you dressed up at the Renaissance Fair. I'm going to have to check. If anyone's on T-Sis's Twitter or Facebook, check it out later. I will. Oh, that's right. There was, and then Sunday, I got back, and I got back from Sweetie's, and I was doing some gardening, and I was in my house, sitting here, and I heard there was a horrible accident. I was sitting at my computer, and I heard a bang, and I jumped up and looked out the window, and saw, right here where I'm standing, saw in my window, I can see the entrance to the highway. And I saw a smashed car going, okay, the cars are supposed to go this way onto the highway, like driving, you know, regular straight. Well, I saw a car going, sliding this way, all the way sideways, all the way across, like going sideways up the ramp. And then I looked, and I could see a body on the road lying face down. And I was like, oh, my God. And First I thought I better run, and then I went out the door, and then I was like, oh my god, that looks bad, because I could see the body. And I ran back inside, and I called 911. It took like hi Mark Teresa, took like two tries to get through, and I called them, and I let them know where it was, and I could see people running, because it was right at the main, and there's the entrance to the highway, so there's always on all four corners cars and traffic. It's a really high traffic corner. So I could see people running and yelling, and I called 911, and I told them what was happening, and as I was talking to them, I see the guy in the car that went sideways get out, and I can see, like, my neighbor's front yard on the other side of the parking lot, that's where his car ended up, right in front of my neighbor's front yard, which is right next to the freeway entrance. Climb over their fence and duck into their yard. Like, he got up on a cement wall and climbed over the metal fence, and I was like, what the hell? So I started walking over there, and as I'm walking over there, because I called 911, then I walked over, I'm like, I better go see what's going on. Started walking over, because I'm only, like, here's the parking lot, and the freeway's on one end, and my house is on the other side of the parking lot, so I can see. And hi, Mike Teresa. Yes. And so I go walking, and then all of a sudden I see 3 guys come running in, like, roofing outfits. They all have the matching blue shirts for the roofing company and the big pad things on their knees. They come running, and I see 2 of them go, like, to the back gate of my neighbor's house, because the neighbor's house, it's like a rectangle, so there's a back side and a front side, and the guy snuck into the front side. So I see 2 of them go in the back, like, flanking, and one of them run up to the front. They were on a roof on the other side of the street, and they saw everything that happened too, and they saw the guy jump out of his car and sneak into the neighbor's yard. And they were really stand up. They ran off the roof, all the way down off the roof and across the whole block to make sure that this guy was not going to run away and hide, because it turns out he's the one that caused the accident. And there was, like, he came off the off-ramp and he went through a red light. He might have been drunk or high. He hit pedestrians. A family was walking. He hit, like, 2 cars. They had to get the jaws of life to, like, get people out of one of the cars. It was crumpled like And he jumped over, and then he tried to say like he tried to say that it wasn't him and he wasn't in the car and that he lived there, but the guys from the roof had filmed it on their phone. There was like 100 people around. All of a sudden, and by the time I hung up and started walking over, I could already hear sirens. The police and the fire, like 2 minutes. I called, I hung up, and I could hear sirens. It was so fast, and a lot of people called. But it was crazy, and there was the guy that I saw on the ground, passed out. He got up, and he was like, "I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine." He was like had like road rash, like cuts and bruises, like bleeding and little spots all over his body, like he'd skinned his whole body. And he had 2 little kids with him, and it was their aunt. There was a woman that they took in the ambulance. She was on the ground, not moving, and he was like, "No, I'm fine." He didn't speak English, and the little kids were saying, "Oh, he's fine." I think he was in shock. I was very worried about this guy because he was out cold, face down on the pavement. When you get hurt, you're in shock. You don't know. He might not know for a couple hours that he's hurt, or sometimes you can hit your head and you get injure a brain, have a brain injury, or something's leaking, and you don't know until 3 hours later, and you pass out and die. Like you have to. Yeah, it was really bad. There was like 3 cars, and there was a ton. But I was so impressed with, first of all, the police and fire, so fast. I know I've complained to you guys when I've had to call the police because there's some weirdo something scary happening. It's like 45 minutes before they get here. And I called 911, and probably like 50 other people called 911. They were in 2 minutes. They were already on scene. No joke, 2 minutes, which was pretty amazing. Because it took me 2 tries to get through, but as soon as I called and it's like literally as I hung up, I already heard sirens. So that was like 2 minutes from when the accident happened. And I talked to the police, and I gave them, they were taking reports from everyone, and I told them what I saw and about the guy hiding and stuff. And the guy that caused it, his whole front of his car was smashed, but it was, it was very upsetting. Oh, awesome, Wing Doggy, thank you. I was really upset for the rest of the day because I felt so bad for these people. There was a family just walking across the street, and this guy went through a red light and hit cars and mowed down people. And the police were saying that they thought he might have been on something. I don't know. And then afterwards, there was news vans here. There was 3 news vans here, reporting live on the scene because it was a big accident. And of course, freeway entrance on a main street caused a lot of traffic. So, and I asked the cops, they took my report and stuff, and I told them I was very concerned about the people that got hurt, and they said the people that they did get hurt, but as far as they could tell, hopefully nobody was going to die, but there were some people that were seriously injured. But I don't know. Mark says get a gun. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to look too, but I don't know where it would show up. But there were news vans here, and I was upset for the whole day. I felt so upset seeing the little kids weren't talking. They were barely talking, and the guy who was like, "I'm not hurt. I'm fine. I'm fine." I think he was really worried about, the woman they were with was the one that was taken away in the ambulance. I looked, David Jones, but I didn't see anything recent updated. When I looked on the local police blotter, it was the updates were 2 weeks old. Thanks, Wing Doggy. Thanks, Marcel. But yeah, it was just, and I walk on that corner all the time, and it's kind of a dangerous corner because there's a walk sign for walking, but people go right on red, and they go around the corner. They want to get on the highway really quick, so people aren't looking. But I think this guy, because it's like, here's the highway and here's Santa Monica, and you can come off the highway, and if you go straight through the intersection, you can go back on the highway. You know how that usually goes, on, off. So there's like down, up. And I think the guy came down and went through a red light across the main road and then tried to go back up. And that's when he plowed into all the people, like create a busy intersection with people walking and cars and stuff. So I don't know how it all played out, and as far as the news and the police and stuff, but it was upsetting. It was upsetting to see people hurt. And it was upsetting because I cross that street all the time. Sam says maybe I should park my car there. I cross that street all the time, and every time I cross, I'm worried that someone's going to hit me, even when I have a walk. So it was upsetting, and that was Sunday. Sunday afternoon, like 2 or 3, something like that. Oh my goodness, I've been talking nonstop. But it was upsetting, and you know, like, you never know what's going to happen. It makes you think about how vulnerable and fragile you are in your body, and how you could be walking down the street, having a great time, totally healthy, whatever. Somebody can crash into your car, crash into your family. Anything can happen, you know. All kinds of weird things. John McCain says, are you having dreams? I have been. I was worried. It upset me. It's very worrisome to me. You know, I'm such a rules girl. I want everybody to follow the rules. Rules of the road, rules of parking. David Jones says, you realize you misuse your mustard. It's for bratwurst, not sweet potatoes. Mustard. I put a picture last night. I made a delicious sweet potato dinner. It was so good. And I took pictures too. I put one up, but it was I did a variation of my normal sweet potatoes. I sliced the sweet potatoes, and I spray coconut oil, put big slices, round slices of sweet potato, spray some more coconut. I put some chopped sliced slivers of onions on top, purple onions, and rosemary, and a little bit of the spicy mustard, and I just roasted it so it got a little crispy and soft and delicious and caramelized. And then I put more mustard on when I ate it. So, okay, first of all, the sweet potatoes are awesome because I just love sweet potatoes. But that mustard is so good. Jeanette's Edelweiss, they make the best fruit berry preserves. I ate the entire thing, like without putting anything on it, just by themselves, the berry preserves, because it's supposed to be like berry preserves. You think of like jelly, but this isn't like jelly. It's like berries in a cup mushed up. No, it's not at Trader Joe's yet. They're just starting to become available where you can buy it in stores and online. And I you know what? I'm gonna have to check their website to see if there's a link or something I can share, because their berry preserve and their mustard. The mustard is so good. I like mustard, but you can have good or bad mustard. This mustard is so good you want to eat it by itself. It's really, really good. Yeah, these berry preserves. It's preserved. It's when you. It's hard for me to explain because normally when you think of jam, jelly, you think it's something more like it's thicker and goopier, and it's like this was like their berry preserves are like the inside of a perfectly made pie. It's not like a jam or a jelly. It's like the inside of a perfect pie. You don't need to put it on any toast. You can eat the entire thing out of the jar. So good. So this guy says I have condiment envy. Yeah. Cosmic Joe says, I love Caesar dressing on chicken tenderloins. Yeah, so I'm going to have to I'm gonna have to see if they have a link that I can share with you guys, because people need to be able to order this stuff. And oh my goodness, guess what? Last night, okay, right, I'm just about to sign off, but one more story before I sign off. Last night, I heard like a scratching noise, like midnight. Like I thought, oh my God, it's a rat outside getting stuck in one of my sticky traps. And I heard a scratching, and I put on my shoes, and I turned the lights on, and I went outside, and nothing in the traps. And then all of a sudden, I see my backyard's only 3 feet wide, runs right by me on the ground, right by me, across and back, and starts to go up the tree, and then comes back down the tree. I have a rat trap right there. Runs past the rat trap, sets it off, doesn't get caught in it, is running around, and then I'm like, she got a stick, and I'm like, get out of here, get out. I don't know where it went, but it didn't go up the tree. It's hiding somewhere. There's a rat in my backyard. And then I went inside, and I was like, oh God. Yeah, it's got smart, because the rat has gotten smart. Like, it ran up the tree, and I got a trap set up. I got 2 traps. There's like there's a side fence, and there's a little like braces on the fence, and I put traps on the fence along the tree in the back corner. Ran up, came back down, like it knew the traps were there. Yes, it was a rat. I saw it very clearly. It was a rat. It's like this big, up the tree, down the tree, running past my feet. David, Sturgis Guy suggests Remington eats 70. Yeah, see, the problem, Sturgis Guy, is I'm going to end up... this is one of those stories where somebody shoots up their whole house and still doesn't get the rat. Yeah! John says use of high heel. I was like, I had a stick, and then I got the rake, and I was cleaning out the dead leaves. I don't know where the rat was, but it was hiding. It was watching me probably and just pooping all over. And I was so mad because there was a giant rat trap there, and a rat trap, it set it off and didn't get caught in it. Like, I heard the, like, snap, and I was like, oh, yeah, set it off, didn't get caught in it. Probably a plague rat. Yeah, yeah! So anyhow, that was my weekend drama. Accidents and rats. No, it was a rat. I saw it very clearly. We were very close. We were too close for comfort. Sam says that's a small rat. No, well, last week one of them got caught in my traps. Linda says she's never heard of rats climbing trees. Oh, yeah, Linda, they can climb trees. They can swim. They can build things, Linda. They can swim into pipes and toilets, climb trees. I'm sorry about that, Sam. Yeah, and I was like, why did it go up the tree and went back down the tree? It was avoiding, and it went up and then came back down, and I was like, you get out of here! Get out of here! You get out of my yard! I was yelling at the rat. For real. You get out! Don't come back here! Yeah, and not only that, but the rat did not listen. So, all right, so I am just about to sign off, but I will be back tomorrow for Hump Day. Hope you all had a great Labor Day. I will be back tomorrow for Hump Day. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Lure Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and Sam! Sam sending you positivity. And Cosmic Joe, and Mark Teresa, and Star Raven, and Wing Doggy, and Tesis. Let me make sure, and when QOV, and Joe Barney, Philip Chandler. Let me make sure I got everyone. Kisses for everyone. Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis, I love you. We got two Nick Unknown. Two unknown. How is it possible to have two unknown? I have two unknown boxes. I don't know how that works. Oh, David Jones, it was Sunday. About 2 or 3-ish. Alright, I love you. I would be listed into West LA, I guess. Bye. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This mumbo jumbo. No, you're mumbo jumbo, Sam. You are mumbo jumbo. Actually, that sounds. You should put that on a T-shirt because. Hello, you just call me mumbo jumbo. Bye. I love you. Bye, Philip.